Hello dear friends, today we are going to cover somewhat more on Ayurveda. In our first video, what we learned about Ayurveda, that is brief introduction about Ayurveda, the meaning of word Ayurveda, the basic concept of Ayurveda, that is Panch Mahabhuta Siddhanta, Tridosa theory and Rasaguna Virya Vipaka Prabhava Siddhanta. This Rasaguna Virya Vipaka Prabhava Siddhanta, that is our Panch Cell theory. As per Ayurveda, each and everything in universe that made up of what? 5 basic elements, that is our Panch Mahabhuta Siddhanta. And these 5 basic elements are exist in human body in combined form, in the form of what? 3 dosa, in the form of 3 dosa, that is our 3 dosa, Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Come to the next slide. In this, that mentioning the other concepts of Ayurveda. So as we said, 3 dosa, that are the 3 dosa that made up of 5 basic elements. Now these 3 dosa are present in our body in Saptadhatu form. These 3 dosa are exist in our body, that present in body in 7 basic body tissue type, that is Saptadhatu. 7 body tissue type, that is known as Saptadhatu. So these Saptadhatus are mainly the 7 basic body tissue type from which our body made up of, that is mainly responsible for many basic functions of our body, that is biological functions, chemical functions. Now come to the Saptadhatus. The first Saptadhatu, that is our Rasa. What is this Rasa Saptadhatu? What is represent? That is representing our plasma and lymph. Rakta, that means blood. Mamsa, that means muscles. Meda, that means fat. Asthi, that means bones. Maja, that means bone marrow, nerve tissue. Sukra, that represent reproductive fluid. So these 3 dosa exist in human body in 7 basic tissue form, and these tissues are our Saptadhatu. Now as we are aware with these 7 basic tissue types of body that made up of 3 dosa, or that 3 dosa exist in this 7 basic tissue form. So this is Saptadhatu theory. Now the next concept in Ayurveda, that is Mala Siddhanta. So combinedly it is known as Tridosa, Saptadhatu, Mala Siddhanta. What is this Mala? That is nothing but byproduct of what? Saptadhatus. It is mentioned in Ayurveda that due to wear and tear of this Saptadhatu, these malas get formed. These malas are nothing but excretory product of our body. The first malas, that is Purisa, feces, Mutra, that is urine, Sveda, that is sweat. These 3 malas have ability to remove the toxic materials, excretory products from our body. So that is malas. As per Ayurveda, these 3 dosa, Saptadhatus and malas, if they are in perfect balance with each other, so there will be the healthy condition of human being. And if it is in imbalanced condition, that result in diseased condition or unhealthy condition. So that is the Tridosa, Saptadhatu and Mala Siddhanta as per Ayurveda. As we said in earlier video, that is each and everything in universe that made up of Panch Mahabhuta, that is 5 basic elements. So as per that Siddhanta, whatever the food, whatever the vegetable, whatever medicines we are going to take from this universe, from this earth, that is made up of what? 5 basic elements. So that have ability to affect our body, to affect our body type, to affect our 3 dosa. Here I want to mention, that is Rasa Guna Virya Vipaka Prabhava Siddhanta, that we had seen in last video. That is also known as Panch Cell theory. That is known as Panch Cell theory. What is that? It is mentioning the pharmacological importance, pharmacological activity or pharmacological Properties of our dravya. Dravya is nothing but drug substance. Dravya is nothing but drug substance. Okay. As per Ayurveda, different medicines have different property, and due to that property, it have ability to affect our dosa, to affect our tissue system, and to affect our excretory product. The another theory of Ayurveda is Triguna. This Triguna is nothing but inborn qualities. They are inborn qualities. So as per Ayurveda, Triguna theory, it is nothing but it representing the Ayurvedic mind types. It representing Ayurvedic mind type. It is also known as integral component of mind. It is also known as integral component of mind. These three gunas are sattva, good, rajasa, aggressiveness, tamasa, that is dullness. So it is nothing but it represents the psychic constitution, the mansa dosa. It is also known as mansa dosa, that is psychic constitution. As per Ayurveda, there is a concept that these Panch Mahabhuta are the building blocks of both three humors, that is three biological body humors, that is three dosa, and also these three guna, that is Ayurvedic mind type, sattva, rajasa and tama. So in human being, one or other dosa or one guna are in dominant. It has ability to describe the personality composition of person at physical and mental level both, that is like physical level and psychological level. Now come to the point in next days, that is characteristic of this triguna. What is the characteristic of triguna? If as per Ayurveda the mind type is sattva, so what is it? It is characterized by and it is evident by positive attitude, happiness, lightness, spiritual connection, consciousness, etc. The Rajasa Guna, it is characterized by stimulation, motion, the passion, wish to achievement. These are the outcome of Rajasa Guna. Then Tamasa Guna. Tamasa Guna, we can say that somewhat heaviness, resistance. It is characterized by resistance, heaviness. It stimulates negative thoughts in the mind. It induces lethargy, the sleep, and apathy. So this is characteristic of Triguna. Now, as per Ayurveda, the concept is that three guna represent the essential energy of mind. An individual's personality is genetically determined and dependent on dominance of three guna. Sometime you had heard that कि you are somewhat tamasic, like tamasic guna जो है आपकी personality में ज़्यादा है. That means you might be representing the characteristic like heaviness, lethargy, sleepy, the lot of number of negative thoughts. Okay, always losing hope in doing the things, etc. So that is the characteristic. And as per Ayurveda, this triguna have the ability to represent energy of mind, that have ability to represent the personality of mind. Any human being in the world have its own personality, and that is genetically determined and that dependent on dominance of triguna. So gunas influence the physical, mental and intellectual level of every individual. So this is Triguna theory. Come to the next one, diagnosis as per Ayurveda. Okay. So what it includes in diagnosis? Okay, in routine when we are going to doctor, what will happen? They are going to examine what? Our tongue, we are aware with. They are saying that you open your mouth, so your tongue, then open your eyes, then pulse rate they are going to check. They are going to check our skin color. They are going to check our color, nail color, etc. So these are the basic things to examine the patient, and that came from nothing but from our traditional system of medicine, that is Ayurveda. So in Ayurveda, first is observation, then the study of patient, and at the end to conclude which three dosa is in imbalance condition. And after that examination, they are going to give a treatment. Now, clinical examination in Ayurveda, it is also known as Astha Sthana Pariksha. It is also known as Astha Sthana Pariksha. That means 8 type of examination or 8-point diagnosis. It is also known as 8-point diagnosis. So first you can observe in the peak, that is Jivva examination, the examination of our tongue. The next is Akriti. Akriti, that is the examination of our face. The next is Sabda, examination of our voice. Is it heavy, light, etc. Examination of Netra, that is eye. Spars, that is skin. Examination of Mutra, that is our urine. Mutramala, that is urine. Examination of stool, that is Purisamala. Examination of Nadi, that is nothing but pulse, checking pulse. And from this Ashtasthana Pariksha, the Ayurvedic doctor will conclude our body type, our imbalanced dosa, and they are going to give us a treatment. Now come to the next one, the treatment as per Ayurveda. So in Ayurveda, treatment is mainly depend on patient body type and disturbed dosa. As we said, after examination, 8-point checking, they will decide which dosa is in disturbed state, and by that way they are going to give a treatment. For the treatment, first aim in Ayurveda is to avoid causative factors that are responsible for disequilibrium of body matrix by the use of Sodhana procedure, that is known as Panchakarma procedure, by the use of medicine, by the use of suitable diet, activity, by prescribing different regimen for the restoring balance, to strengthen the body, to prevent and minimize the future reoccurrence of our disease. Now come to the next one, the types of treatment in Ayurveda. So that is nothing but the first one is Pathya Vyavastha, the next is Nidan Parivarjan, the next is Sodhana, Samana, Sattva Vajaya, Rasayana. Now come to the first one is Pathya Vyavastha. It is nothing but prescription of diet and activity. What to take in diet, what not to take in diet, what to do, what not to do. That is Pathya Vyavastha. It comprises the indications, the contraindications in respect of diet, activity, habit, emotional status, and this is done with a view to enhance the effect of therapeutic measures and to impede or to prevent the pathogenic process. The next in treatment, that is Nidan Parivarjan. Nidan Parivarjan is nothing but avoidance of disease causing and aggravating factor. So Nidan Parivarjan to avoid the non-causing factor in the diet, in the lifestyle of the patient. It also includes the idea to refrain from precipitating and aggravating factor of the disease. The next is Sodhana therapy. It is also known as Panchakarma therapy. It involves mainly detoxification, purification treatment. It involves the purification as well as reduction in the level of toxic principles, which sometimes result in the enhanced therapeutic efficacy. So here is the picture of Panchakarma therapy. You can observe in the slide. That is nothing but procedure for cleansing body and mind from accumulated waste. So Panchakarma therapy include what? First one is Snehana, that is smoothing of body with massage with different oil. Svedana, that is steaming of body to remove the toxic materials by sweating. Then Vamana. Vamana is nothing but, we can say in one word, that is vomiting. So in this, a large quantity of preparations are given, that is known as Kwatha. The concentrated extract in Ayurveda, they are given that have emetic property. And due to this, there will be the expulsion of Kapha dosa. The Virechana, that is administration of purgative substance for cleansing the Pitta from lower pathway. The Basti, that is the cleansing of urogenital system with the medicated enema. So that is Sodhana therapy. Now come to the next one, that is Samana therapy. In Ayurveda, there is mainly two types of therapy. They are believing, that is Sodhana therapy and Samana therapy. So Samana therapy is nothing but palliative approach, that to normalize the dosa rather than expelling them from the body. Okay, that is also known as Samasodhana. Sodhana procedure में क्या होता है, हम कुछ ना कुछ तरीके से जो टॉक्सिक मटेरियल्स है उसे बॉडी से रिमूव करने की ट्राई करते हैं. सामना में क्या है, इट इन्वॉल्व enkindling Agni. It involves the stimulation of that Agni, the stimulation of the digestion through the fasting, which in turn neutralize the toxins. This process by which disturbed dosa subside to the normal without creating any imbalance in another type of any dosa, and so it is known as samana. This is usually achieved by the use of digestive appetizer, by sustaining hunger, the thirst, exercise, etc. Even we are aware with in our different Hindu religion, other religion, there is a fasting procedures, the different fasting we are doing. So there is a scientific reason behind this fasting to remove toxic materials from our body, to balance our body dosas, to make our body healthy, to prevent the disease. The next treatment in Ayurveda is Sattva Jaya Chikitsa, that is Ayurveda psychotherapy. It is psycho-spiritual approach with a non-pharmacological treatment. It mainly deals with the mind and its related attributes. It helps in controlling manas, mind, away from ahita artha, that is from distraction, unwholesome objects, negative thoughts, perceptions, etc. The withdrawal of this bothered mind from unwholesome objects is the prime focus of this treatment, that is Ayurveda psychotherapy. As we are aware with physical health, mental health, it is also one of the primary important. Nowadays, we are getting that on Facebook, on YouTube, video related to yoga, dhyan, etc. That is nothing. It is not a modern medicine. It is not the modern science of living life, but that is the traditional way of living life from our Ayurveda system of medicine. In the same continuum, the main focus of this Ayurveda psychotherapy is on intelligence, consciousness, memory, spiritual aspect of the affected individuals. It aims to stimulate consciousness, to alter and discriminate the maladaptive thoughts and the actions. It also helps in managing psychiatric, psychological and psychosomatic ailments. So it mainly concerned with the psychotherapy. Now the next is Rasayana therapy. The next therapy is Rasayana therapy. Rasayana. It made up of mainly two Sanskrit words, ayanas and rasa. Ayana, that means path, and rasa, that means essential. So the Rasayana means path for the essences of life. In Ayurveda, there is a rejuvenation therapy which helps in maintenance and promotion of health. This Rasayana therapy replenishes the vital fluid of the body. It boosts the vital force of life, the immune system, thus keeping away from the disease and prevent against the ill effects of the advanced age. Now, at the end, we are going to see in brief the different branches of Ayurveda treatment, different branches of Ayurveda therapeutics. The therapeutics in Ayurveda, the word used for the therapeutics, that is Chikitsa. So the first one therapeutics, that is Kaya Chikitsa, that concern with internal medicine. The next is Salya Tantra, that concern with surgery. The next is Salakya Tantra, that concern with ophthalmology, ENT, orodentistry including head and neck. Then Kumara Britya, that is pediatrics. Then Agada Tantra, toxicology, Bhuta Vidya, psychiatry, Rasayana, rejuvenation and anti-aging, Vajikarna, the science of fertility and aphrodisiacs, the medicine related to reproduction. Thank you. So this is the brief introduction of Ayurveda, the concept of Ayurveda and the treatment to treat different type of disease as per Ayurveda. Thank you everyone for listening my video. Thank you so much.